have died so far. As several districts of the city were overtaken by demonstrators, police and anti-riot gendarmes reportedly used live ammunition in the New Bell neighborhood in Douala. 2 people were hit by bullets, and others are reported to be in intensive care. Across the country, tensions are rising as the cities of Garoua, Maroua, Kaili and others echo the call to protest.
Tanzanians go to the polls on Wednesday to elect the president, members of the National Assembly and ward councillors. Key issues for voters include service delivery, from access to clean water to reliable electricity, and the gap in educational and employment opportunities. What I would like to see changed is the healthcare system, because when someone is admitted to the hospital, the costs are very high. Sometimes a person may die, and the family is still required to pay money just to collect the body. 17 candidates and their parties are officially running, but President Samia Suluhu Hassan, who came to power following the 2021 death of John Magufuli, is the only nationally recognized candidate. Our candidates are young and energetic, and given the current reality of the life we're living today, we want young people to be elected into leadership and bring about change. After initial praise for giving Tanzanians greater freedom, Hassan has since faced widespread criticism for increasing oppression. The 2 main opposition parties are not taking part, and candidates from both have been barred from standing.
A significant moment for the Afghan women following their debut at the FIFA Unites tournament, currently taking place in Morocco. The team last played a match in 2021 before the Taliban took over the Asian country. They have been practicing in exile ever since. For some, this is their biggest moment in their football careers, especially coming from a country that is ranked low by FIFA.
We are profoundly grateful to FIFA, that FIFA gave us this opportunity and this privilege to represent what women are capable of. I think it's a clear message to the world that if women want to do anything in their life, not just an athlete path, to be equal in the society as men, especially in the sport field. And countries like Afghanistan that didn't have the opportunity these many years, it made this dream come true. I think it's a really important thing for us and for the girls and countries like us, like Afghanistan, that didn't have the opportunity to play in the national teams or sport or anything.
The competition features the Afghan Women United, Chad, Libya and Tunisia playing in Morocco. The match against Chad marked an emotional return to the global stage for Afghan women's football after nearly 4 years.
The inaugural Netbank Gravel Bun, an 800-kilometer, 7-day gravel stage race across South Africa's western and eastern Cape, kicked off Sunday under cold and rainy skies in Kisna. The event, the world's first true pro-am gravel stage race, drew 500 riders from 28 countries, including Olympic and world champions. Riders began their journey from Kisna's lagoon, climbing through rush forest and over steep mountain passes towards the vast plains of the Karoo. Stage 1, covering 800 kilometers with 2,050 meters of elevation gain, proved punishing from the start. Local favorite Matthew Beers surged ahead in the final ascent, with Prince Alfred's passes securing victory in 2 hours, 54 minutes, 19 seconds.
promise. We are ambition. We challenge. We are independent. We have the highest objectives. To cover every story that matters in every corner of the world. A new voice among nations. AfricaNews.
AfricaNews. The news.
Mali's government has announced that schools and universities would close for 2 weeks over the ongoing fuel crisis in the country, which is affecting the movement of staff and students. Mali is in crisis. The country has been experiencing a severe shortage of fuel for the past 2 months, as the jihadist group JNM has intensified attacks and blocks fuel shipments. This has consequences for the education sector. Classes will be suspended throughout the national territory from Monday, 27th of October 2025 to Sunday, 9th of November 2025. Classes will resume on 10th of November 2025. This decision is due to disruptions in the supply of fuel, which have affected the movement of school staff. To ensure educational continuity and the completion of study programs, arrangements are being made to adjust the school and university calendars. Mali has been struggling to fight back against jihadist groups operating within its borders, after unsuccessfully turning to Russia for help over French armed forces. The Malian military has attempted to escort fuel trucks into the country. Some trucks arrived, but others were attacked. Occupation, the fight for freedom, and the wish for peace. These were the themes of this year's Nelson Mandela lecture. It was delivered by Francesca Albanese, who drew parallels between Mandela's fight in South Africa and the war in Gaza.
A world in which international law is applied universally and the crimes of colonialism for which Mandela and his comrades spent 27 years in prison, as hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have in theirs, are finally accounted for. Otherwise, it will be remembered as the greatest moral failure of our time. And that is why, no matter the repression we face, Palestine will increasingly stand at the center of all struggle for justice worldwide.
Albanese also pointed out the consequences of the suffering in the Middle East.
The meaning of what this genocide means for all of us, for our collective understanding of politics, of solidarity, of humanity. Today we know Gaza, we see Gaza. Hospitals bombed, parents gathering the limbs of their children, journalists and medics torn apart. This horror is visible to us in real time, on our phones, all day long. Fear to look. But this is also bringing social and political awakening everywhere. It is shaping the conscience, especially of the new generation.
The lecture has been running for the 23rd consecutive year. Previous famous speakers of the Nelson Mandela Lecture have included former US President Barack Obama, Nobel Peace Prize winner Kofi Annan, and education activist Malala Yousafzai. In the heart of Paris, tourists are flocking to the famous Louvre Museum, as always. But for the past week, it is not the museum's invaluable collections that have attracted visitors from around the world. Rather, a window on the side of the building. Here it is. This is the window behind the balcony. This happened last Sunday, almost a week ago. At 9:30 a.m., 4 thieves arrived in a moving truck they had rented. They parked right below. They calmly went up using the lift platform, entered inside, and opened the window with a grinder. That's the Apollo Gallery, a very large 17th century room, and they broke a display case. The theft of 8 precious pieces of jewelry from the Louvre in broad daylight made headlines last Sunday, and has made the window through which the robbers entered famous. It's a new attraction because everyone wanted to come here to learn a bit more about the story. On their way out of the building, the robbers, however, dropped one of the pieces of jewelry, a 19th century crown, which was later recovered by authorities. It's another reason for tourists to become invested in the story of the spectacular heist.
It'd be nice to find a few diamonds that they may have missed or dropped on the way out.
According to latest information, the French authorities arrested multiple suspects in connection with the robbery late on Saturday evening. The Paris prosecutor, however, said that it was too early to provide any further details.
Don't miss your connection with Africa. With the AfricaNews app.
Mega procesión 2000. ¿Ya estamos listos?
AfricaNews. The news.
Cameroon's 92-year-old President Paul Biya secures 8th term in office amid opposition protests and allegations of election irregularities. Paul Biya, aged 92 and the world's oldest head of state, has been officially declared winner of the presidential election in Cameroon, securing a historic 8th term in office. The ruling was announced by the country's Constitutional Council on Monday after a vote held earlier this month. Biya has been in power since 1982 and extends his decades-long rule amid significant political tension. He faces accusation of delaying results, restricting opposition participation, and overseeing a system in which his party holds deep influence. The opposition has denounced the results as lacking credibility and called for national dialogue.
It comes as no surprise to the voters in Ivory Coast. First results for the presidential elections published by the Electoral Commission late on Sunday have pointed towards current President Alassane Ouattara staying in power. Ouattara, who is 83 years old, would start a 4th term as head of state if the results are confirmed. The Electoral Commission has been announcing results for each administrative district since Sunday evening and is expected to have a full picture with definitive numbers on Monday. Figures for voter participation are also preliminary for now, but estimations are oscillating around 50%. For experts, this low percentage is linked to the lack of opposition candidates. 4 other politicians also ran for president, but no major opposition leader was allowed to participate in the race. This led to protests and tensions in the population in the months before the election. The casting of ballots itself happened without major incidents, although some clashes took place in around 2% of voting stations. The visa row between Mali and the United States might be coming to an end. Earlier this month, the US government required Mali citizens to post visa bonds of up to $10,000 if they want to obtain business or tourist visas to the US. Mali then retaliated with the same measures for US citizens coming to its territory. The US measure was supposed to take effect on October 23rd, but when the list of countries required to post visa bonds was published, Mali was not among them. Mali has not yet responded to the US initiative, and for now its visa bond requirement for American citizens remains intact. The US continues to require visa bonds from citizens of several other African countries, including Mauritania, Malawi, the Gambia, Zambia and Tanzania. The search continues. In the Gaza Strip, Hamas has said that it had expanded its search for the remaining 13 bodies of Israeli hostages in the territory. Since the weekend, Israel has also authorized an Egyptian expert team with heavy equipment to assist in the excavation. Under the US-brokered ceasefire, which took effect on October 10th, Hamas is expected to return the remains of all Israeli hostages as soon as possible. But the group has said that many bodies are buried deep under the rubble of destroyed buildings in the Gaza Strip, and that recovering them would take time. Meanwhile, Israel has agreed to return 15 bodies of Palestinians for each body of a hostage. It has so far returned the bodies of 195 Palestinians, many of them unidentified.
A significant moment for the Afghan women following their debut at the FIFA Unites tournament currently taking place in Morocco. The team last played a match in 2021 before the Taliban took over the Asian country. They have been practicing in exile ever since. For some, this is their biggest moment in their football careers, especially coming from a country that is ranked low by FIFA.
We are profoundly grateful to FIFA. That FIFA gave us this opportunity and this privilege to represent what women are capable of. I think it's a clear message to the world that if women want to do anything in their life, not just an athlete path, to be equal in the society as men, especially in the sports field. And countries like Afghanistan that didn't have the opportunity these many years it made this dream come true. I think it's a really, really important thing for us and for the girls and countries like us, like Afghanistan, that didn't have the opportunity to play international teams or sport or anything.
The competition features the Afghan Women United, Chad, Libya and Tunisia playing in Morocco. The match against Chad marked an emotional return to the global stage for Afghan women's football after nearly 4 years.
Once dismissed as vandalism, graffiti in Guinea's capital has taken on a new identity, one of creativity, awareness and civic pride. At the heart of this transformation is Omar Chimère Diaw, a Senegalese-born graffiti artist who moved to Conakry in 2018 and helped spark a street art revolution. It was thought that graffiti was vandalism, something used to insult, but we came here with graffiti as something to raise awareness. So we had to seduce the population before creating graffiti as such to denounce or demand. Through his collective, Guinea Ghetograph, Diaw uses sprawling murals to tell stories of history, culture and hope. The accessibility of graffiti makes it very effective for conveying messages. Imagine, if you want to rally people, you make a mural where thousands pass by each day. People will understand because beauty attracts. Diaw's art has been embraced not only by residents but also by local authorities who sees his work as part of Conakry's urban identity. For many residents, the mural has rekindled a connection for their roots. It really touches our hearts to see these paintings. It reminds us of old Guinean musicians. It reminds us of history. Graffiti is good for Africa. It is good for this country. It is good for everyone. I like it and it's changed the face of our city. From images of freedom fighters to tributes to music legends, Diaw's canvases have transformed the walls of Conakry into symbols of unity and renewal, bringing color, consciousness and community spirit to a city once seen only in shades of grey.
A new voice has come. The latest African and international news on AfricaNews.com. The power of an independent information in French and English. Created for all your screens. Get the latest news and follow the biggest events live.
Yeah.